everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where last time we took on more alchemy, started to get a bit more respect from the Guildmaster Severian, and dude is just falling asleep at his desk. He really should stop being such a dick so that he has more people willing to actually work for him and in his guild, so that he's not so goddamn overloaded. There's also apparently rumors abound about him being so obsessed with this one project, which we've definitely heard about from him, that he just kind of ignores everything else. I wonder what's up with him, but also he's a dick, so I don't particularly care that much. Alright then, today we are talking to Hamon about Pugilist 15. Guildmaster Hamon believes you are ready for your next lesson. There you are, Satora. I hope you've come prepared for a lesson. Today I want you to go and fight the toxic toads that nest in the unholy air. Make no mistake, lass, these toads are huge, which means they have huge guts. But that's besides the point. The point is, you'll need to use your head to overcome them. Thanks to their immense girth, these toads hit hard. Fortunately, they tend to hit wild as well, so bide your time and wait for an opening. And when that opening shows, thwack, rip and tear through your foe with your fists. As proof that you've defeated the toads, I want you to bring me 5 of their legs. Chuchuto and I will be waiting for you at Blackbrush Station. Your lesson continues there. Alright, let's go fight some toxic toads. I know exactly where they're going to be. They're going to be in the clutch just before the entrance to East Thanolin, down in that little swampy area. So we've got a bit of a trek. I think I figured out actually why the earlier Pugilist quests actually teach us about pacing ourselves. I'm pretty sure the pacing yourself comes from an old mechanic that was removed before I even started playing the game. I think it was removed in Shadowbringers, I want to say. The fastest way to get to where we're going is to just head to Camp Tribone. We'll disembark partway through. But yeah, there was apparently a mechanic before Shadowbringers called TP. It was the equivalent of MP, but for all of your abilities. All of your abilities used a little bit of TP. And TP, of course, recharged over time like MP does. So you could use your abilities, but eventually you would run out of TP and you would need to wait until it recharges. Basically, a way to force you to pace yourself and make auto attacks more useful. Nowadays, TP doesn't exist. The global cooldown system, I don't know if that was implemented after, or if that was just strengthened when TP was removed, or what? But apparently, I guess the global cooldown system just kind of works to completely cover the needs that the TP system was doing. Also, it just makes fights more engaging to have your actual abilities be the main source of damage rather than having your auto attacks be that cough cough Xenoblade. Honestly, I think Xenoblade does auto attacks perfectly fine. I think Xenoblade does it great, but from what I've heard, the Final Fantasy XIV variant was not as great. So yeah, the pacing yourself was likely about how Pugilist is just a really fast class in general. So you don't want to go too fast and accidentally use up all of your TP. But thankfully that's just kind of not really an issue anymore, so the text remains as a vestige of a lost era. Alright, toxic toads. We punch so fast that they just die before they're even a threat. I love it. I love it muchly. Oh right, Pugilist should be really good for checking out the new compact view. Oh, this is great. Oh crap, we're getting attacked. We'll check that out in a minute after we fought off the toad. Okay, move! Did we get out in time? We did, just barely in time. Got greedy there. But yeah. The new views for your combat abilities is really good for especially for Pugilist, just dividing it up into Opal form, Raptor form, Quarrel form, your regular abilities, and then an unassignable action, Steel Peak. We will figure out what that is. I believe we're going to actually be learning that from this quest. As the level 15 quests just, I believe, always give you a new ability. Alright, 2 more toxic toads over here. We'll finish off the list. God, we really do punch quite hard. I am loving it. And yeah, we don't happen to have any new equipment available, so let's head on over to Blackbrush Station. And as we're going over, I want to take another look at that unassignable action. Is it just unassignable because we don't have it yet? Delivers an attack with a potency of 180, can only be executed while in combat and under the effect of the 5th chakra. The 5 chakra close upon execution. Shares a recast timer with Howling Fist. Interesting. So what is Howling Fist? So typically actions like this, which are unassignable, will actually share a button with another one of your abilities. I don't see Howling Fist anywhere, so that might actually be a monk ability, which monk comes out of Pugilist at level 30. But I'm curious, does it share a button with one of these? It says we can only use it under the effect of the 5th chakra. So it likely replaces one of these abilities when we have the 5th chakra status effect, and we don't even know what that is yet, so that'll probably be coming up, maybe after this quest. And then just to be sure, this quest gives new abilities and also gives meditation. Opens chakra up to 5 chakra. Action changes to Steel Peak when all 5 are open. Okay, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So, meditation becomes Steel Peak when we have all 5 open. Alright, apologies for that. Had my AC come on, forgot to turn that off. So, did you bring me the toad legs? I did indeed. They're very toxic, toad legs. They get into very vicious debates on the internet. Aye, this is the stuff, alright. Now, I just need some butter, a slice of sun lemon, and a pinch of... master? What I meant to say was, you've done well to defeat the toxic toad, Satora. For the next part of your lesson, you'll be putting your endurance to the test against... The talk was true! Hamon Holyfist is really here! Ha ha ha! I can nary take a step outside. I can take nary a step outside the guild without being flocked by fans. Such is the price of fame. Please, sir, I have grave need of your legendary skills. Somnus is being smuggled through Blackbrush Station. I reported this to the brass blades and the stone torches, asked them to put an end to it, but they both turned a blind eye. Somnus, that's the mind-warping substance made from dream flowers. Those who overindulge are said to fall into an eternal slumber. A dear friend suffered that very fate. That's why I want to put an end to the smuggling. But I'm just an ordinary person and there's precious little I can do. Ha ha ha, you've done enough to bring word to me, friend. For as surely as Hamon Holyfist is my name, I'll see the smuggler scum thrown in the dungeon before the bell is through. 12 bless you, sir. You truly are a hero to us all. Ha ha! Slight change of plans, Satora. In place of the endurance test, we're going to find and apprehend the smugglers. But first, we must gather information. You two, find out what you can from the people of Blackbrush Station. Report back once you've learned something. I don't like how he keeps using us to do his work for him, how he keeps using us to get food for him and scavenge money for him. But also he is using it to create genuine training opportunities, so I don't know how upset I could be. He's just kind of a creep. A very good at his job creep. It appears the silver-haired Lalafell was seen skulking about the station recently. He was headed west bearing a suspicious burden. Alright, white-haired Lalafell or silver-haired heading west. There's an abandoned Keycairn lair a short distance west of the Coffer and Coffin. Decent folk tend to give that place a wide berth, ideal for a smuggling operation, wouldn't you say? Okay, we have been there before. How about you, Zuzumita? Searching for somnus smugglers, you say? Word is they are associated with the Alacron, a coalition of cold-blooded criminals. But beware, they always act in alliance. Didn't we deal with the Alacron just recently? Alright, Hamon? The Alacron, a likely hideout in a silver-haired Lalafell. I don't like the sound of this, not one bit. Like as not, the smugglers operate out of the abandoned Keycairn lair west of the Coffer and Coffin. We'll lie in wait for them there. Is it abandoned? Because the Keycairn were there last I checked. Alright, well, heading up to the Rat's Nest. Let's go investigate. Please, game, I just want to sprint more frequently. Just let me always be sprinting when I'm not in combat. I understand limiting in combat, but why not? Why when not in combat? Alright, so then. Our target's gonna be just down here. I guess this isn't quite the Keycairn lair, because the Keycairn lair I'm thinking of is that way a little bit further, I want to say? No. No, it's directly north. Okay. Alright, what do we have here? Thal's balls, that's... Yeah, haha, we've really outdone ourselves this time. Master Vegfar is bound to be pleased. Save the talk, we have crates to move. Rurukuta, it is you, isn't it? Chuchuto and Master, it's been a while. You vanish from the guild with nary a word and we find you here smuggling somnus with those villains? What is the meaning of this? Rurukuta, my boy, I didn't teach you how to fight so that you could become a pox on society. My student or no, you must be held accountable. Chuchuto, Satora, your lesson begins. Apprehend the smugglers. You lot, take care of these meddlers. Interesting. Wasn't Rurukuta the one who was found homeless alongside Chuchuto? That is definitely concerning. Hamon, are you not gonna help? Like, I know it's supposed to be a lesson you're teaching us. This is supposed to be a replacement for, what was it, an endurance test? But we're also kind of trying to apprehend smugglers. I suppose he'll step in if it gets too rough. I'm giving him too much benefit of the doubt. He's not gonna do it. There sure are a lot of these Alacran, though. On the bright side, despite being level 20, they go down easy. More hiding behind the rocks? Well then. Oh good, they got axes. Oh crap, marmots. Hello there, marmots. Where'd the marmot go? There you are. Okay, any more? Another wave. Y'all are gonna be no, not healers. For some reason, patience. Each of those names is associated with a class, and for some reason I thought patience was healer, but no, they have axes. Chastity is pugilist. Hamon Holyfist, just our luck. If you know who I am, then you'll know what's good for you. Come quietly or there will be trouble. Holyfist, don't make me laugh. You're being fooled, all of you. Who's fooling who? What in the world are you talking about? It was a dark night several moons ago. I was out in the wilds training alone. From a distance, I caught sight of Master leaving the tavern and turning for the city. Thinking to accompany him back, I followed on his heels and was about to call out when I saw this. You would challenge the Holy Fist? You have fighting spirit, I'll grant you that, but you do well to know your limits. So be it! Yeah! Master? You read my every move. You're no ordinary marmot. Master! All I wanted was to be surrounded by scantily clad maidens when my time came. The gods are cruel. Master, what is the meaning of this? Explain yourself. You got your ass kicked by a marmot. Now you've seen it with your own eyes. Master was beaten by a marmot, a common bleeding marmot. He would remind us how strong he was at every turn, but he was lying through his teeth. Yeah, I can scarcely believe my eyes. Wait till Master Vegfar learns of this. Hamon? Do you have something to say? Forgive me, Chuchuto, Satora. I didn't mean to deceive anyone, least of all my students. Hamon Holyfist conquered every foe that stood before him, but he couldn't conquer old age. My strength, my reflexes, my endurance, they've all left me. There's nothing here but a decrepit old man. Okay, but you're still a good teacher. You could have just been honest from the start. Say, hey, I'm old now and I'm retired, but I still know what the hell I'm talking about. You could have been honest. I'd be alone for a while. I'll make my own way back to the guild. From now on, you're to do as Chuchuto bids, Satora. Congrats on the promotion, I guess? I'll meet you back at the Pugilist Guild. Alright, Chuchuto, I return. Hamon, how are you doing? Ah, 'tis a fine day to be watching my pugilists out there training. Yeah, I'm sure it is. You're not going to talk about what just happened? I've been doing some thinking, Satora. While 'tis true that Master had been deceiving us, he meant us no harm. Yeah, I agree. It was his pride, not malice. Why are you yelling at me and pointing at me, sir? Besides, I owe him my life. Had he not taken me in all those years ago, I would have died in some ditch. I can never bring myself to hate him. Even if he were an ordinary old man, I would still respect him. Alas, with the truth of his condition revealed, Master Hamon has lost his sense of purpose, his will to teach. I cannot bear to see him like this. I want him to regain his confidence, but for that he needs to regain his former strength. I don't know, I just talked to him and he seemed fine. Listen, Satora, Master ever said that you remind him of his younger self. Were you to continue showing rapid improvement, I dare to hope that it would rekindle his fighting spirit. To this end, I'll teach you a new technique, one which Master Hamon used to great effect during his prize fighting days. Steel Peak, it's called, and it sees you channel your gathered chakra into a powerful attack performed with your entire body. Make this technique your own, Satora, and strive to grow stronger still. When next Master Hamon beholds you, he will surely be moved to action. So, meditation and Steel Peak are actually new as of Endwalker, I want to say. I haven't done Pugilist in a while. I was on Monk, and I still didn't play Monk that much because, again, I main as one of the Arcanist's jobs. But Pugilist and Monk got a rework in Endwalker, and adding the chakra gauge in Pugilist instead of in Monk is definitely a big change. The chakra gauge indicates the number of chakra currently open. Opening 5 allows for the execution of Steel Peak. Alright then, let's go ahead and move that around because that is in a bad spot. I like to have my gauges right down here. That looks pretty good. Now then, where do we want to put meditation? I guess we can put it here for now and we'll figure out what to do with it later. Okay, what does Steel Peak actually do? That's worth checking. Steel Peak, potency of 180, single attack. Does not appear to be an AoE, but it's an OGCD attack, so it is worth using, but it's not as powerful as I had hoped. Meditation opens a chakra, recast 1 second. So, okay, that gives us something to do while we are on our cooldown. So we do bootleg. Then rapidly we can get in 2 meditations. True Strike, we can get in 2 more meditations. Snap Punch, meditation, God, what's it called? Listen, it's new for me, so I don't have it memorized. Steel Peak. That seems like it would work. We'll have to practice that, and that requires basically perfect button combos. Let's see now. On our hunting log, we have Tuco Tuco, Myotragus Nannies, Blowfly Swarms, Vandalous Imps. Almost everything is in Eastern Thanalan, so I will meet you back over there. Alright, arriving in East Thanalan. First targets are the Tuco Tucos. Alright, let's try out this. Oh no, meditation is a global cooldown. Oh, that's actually really bad. Okay, we got to the 5 chakras quick enough. Okay, hang on. How does this work? Because we just kind of tore through that. Let me see. In combat, use Steel Peak, and then we'll just use our regular attacks. Do regular attacks open chakras? It does not appear that they do. That opened all 5 chakras at once. Okay. Interesting. Why did that open all 5 at once? Okay, I believe most of our targets are going to be up to the north. So, let's see. We've got Myotragus Nannies, Blowfly Swarm, so we can head to the grave, and then a bunch of things in the Lost City. Okay, I'm going to read that description again. Have I misunderstood meditation? Opens a chakra. Up to 5 chakra can be opened at once. Opens all 5 chakra when used outside of combat. And it does specify that it triggers the cooldown of GCDs. Okay, interesting. So I can open by having all 5 activated, but then why would I want to... How does the damage compare? So it's Steel Peak gives 180 potency versus a regular combo is 180, 270, 280. Right, there's another thing we need to keep an eye on when we're playing as Pugilist. Positions. Let's see. Bootshine doesn't have a positional. True Strike doesn't have a positional. Snap Punch does 280 when done from the flank. So we want to be to the, that would be the sides of enemies in order to use when we're using Snap Punch. Okay, that's fair. Just generally stand to the side because there's no other positionals to worry about. We can do that as long as we're in a party. So that we have a tank that can actually distract the enemy. And then the attack the meditation unlocks has a separate cooldown from GCDs. I'm trying to figure this out. How do they intend for this rotation to work? Because it's a little bit odd to me. Like, obviously you can open easily with Steel Peak. But then why would you want to use meditation if it only opens one at a time? Obviously far more worthwhile in longer fights, but the damage output is far, far less than your GCDs. It would take 6 seconds in order to get one snap peak, or steel peak, for the same amount of damage you do with boot shine. Yeah, I'm not seeing the purpose of this yet. Maybe it becomes more useful. Maybe right now it's just like an opener ability. You use once towards the start of a fight, and then later on we'll get more abilities that make it more worthwhile. But right now it just seems weird to me. Am I misunderstanding something about meditation? Okay, that should be all the Myotragus nannies. And our food actually ran out a little bit ago, and I didn't notice. So hello, braised papira. We actually are starting to run a little low on food. We'll get back round to culinarian soon enough. Okay, so the rest should all be up in the Lost City. Vandalous imps and 2 types of rotting corpses. I suppose I could. It might be a little bit easier to move meditation over here for now. But Pugilist and Monk in particular is going to end up having a lot of abilities. So figuring out how to set up my hotbars is definitely going to be an interesting challenge, to say the least. Alright, that finishes off the imps and gets us to level, what is that, 18? Oh, the font is just far too small. Yep, that's an 18. Okay, bunch of new items. Fantastic. Some new jewelry all around. Cotton Actin, goatskin pot helm, and some brass knuckles. Don't mind if I do. Oh god. Go away, imp. Alright, fine, you're not that strong. Didn't mean to accidentally piss you off. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Level 18 gave us twin snakes. Metal Gear? Alright, let's check out twin snakes. That is a raptor form. Attack with potency of 250 grants Disciplined Fist. Increases damage dealt by 10%. Changes to Quarrel. Okay, so this is the first in our status combo. They are a little bit weaker, but give status effects that will help us out in battle. Let's see. Disciplined Fist increases damage dealt by 10% for 15 seconds. So if we can, we want to keep Disciplined Fist up as much as possible. So we'll open by doing Twin Snakes into Snap Punch. And then the next several cycles will be Boot Shine, True Strike, Snap Punch until we are about to run out of that ability again. We've got 3 seconds, 2, 1, and now it's time to recast it. It is often a good idea to actually recast it slightly early so that you can keep it up as much as possible. Like, right now, we have 2 seconds left. We probably want to cast that again. So yeah, these combos are going to start getting a little bit more on the complicated side as we try to manage our buffs alongside our more high damage abilities. Okay, I think we actually did get everything over here. I just went through so fast I barely even noticed. Oh yeah, we only needed 2 of each. That makes sense. So next up is the Bloated Bogies, and that'll take us back to Vesper Bay. Alright, so while I was on my way over here, I took another look at the actions, and I couldn't find the action that Steel Peak apparently shares a recast timer with. I'm going to assume that, especially once we hit Monk, there will be more abilities that work with the that work with our chakras. And if there are more abilities that work with our chakras and make use of them, maybe even fill them up passively just as we go, that could completely fix any weirdness that could completely fix the weirdness with Steel Peak not being that useful of an ability right now. I hope that's the case, because right now it just seems like, oh, it's an extra move you can use at the start of battle, and then it's just kind of a waste of time other than that. Alright, Bloated Bogey's done, and that finishes off our Pugilist up through level 20. Alright, we only hit level 19, but I'm surprised we actually did hit level 19, because other classes have been struggling to get to that point from their hunting logs. But yeah, hunting log already done. Fantastic. Then with that, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, I am going to meet you back over at Camp Drybone, because we're going to be doing 2 things tomorrow for our side questing episode. 1, we're going to be unlocking the leave quest for Drybone, which is important because I needed that's where the level 15 leave quests mostly are. And we're also going to be checking out the leave quests for miners and botanists, how those work. Miners and botanists have a lot of overlap in how their leave quests work, so I'm only going to need to show miner, and that'll also count for botanist, but they do have unique types of leave quests that we haven't seen yet, so I want to be able to show those off before I go and just say, okay, I'm doing all of the leave quests off screen. Anyways, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, I will meet you over at Camp Drybone as we take on some leave quests. And this should hopefully be one of the last times we do leave quests other than just unlocking them for new areas, which I'm going to start rolling into other side quests, like actual proper side quests and not just leave quest unlocks. I'll see everyone next time for that.